As part of a Team USA promotion, Steph Curry was asked to spin a basketball on his finger. He said he'd never been able to do that and unsuccessfully tried a couple of times. So, Keyshawn, how surprising is it that basketball wizard Steph Curry can't spin a ball on his finger?
It's not surprising, no, Skip, because that doesn't translate to the court. Spinning a ball, it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? So, and his hands, I don't know how big his hands are either. I mean, does he have big hands and fingertips and all that? I can't spin it.
I don't think big hands make...
I can't spin it. I can spin it and it's going to fall off.
Yeah.
It won't stay.
I mean, clearly this has really held him back in his career, and it's a shame. He's never going to amount to anything. I mean, look, not only is this just a trick, he can do other tricks, right? He can do things with two basketballs at once. He hits a trick shot just in warm-ups every game, pregame. So this particular trick, he's not doing, but, you know, obviously not holding him back at all. You know, we famously heard Michael Jordan say you got to be able to palm the basketball. That's more of a skill that you need to translate into the NBA. Whether you can spin it, that's true.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody spin it and shoot it. So.
No, but if you'd asked me before and I didn't know,
you would say
I would bet a lot of money that he could
all
spin
basketball players. You probably would bet.
Certainly Steph, right?
I mean, I defended him coming out of Davidson. People said, well, he doesn't have a hand. No, he has a great handle, and he can play the point and be both. He can shoot it like nobody else and play the point, and his handle has been spectacular.
And I bet you hand size, finger size has something to do with it, Skip.
I don't think so.
Has to.
No, I don't think so. Why would your hand size just...
I don't know, but I bet you it does.
It's just a knack. And I also believe if he had practiced it at home, he hadn't practiced it, he just got caught off guard. Like, you want me to spin it? I've never been able to do that. Well, if he tried it, you don't think he could do it?
He said he hadn't been able to do it his whole career.
Yeah. Again, it's a shame.
Michael Jordan can do it, though.
Yeah, I think Ant-Man can. That's it for Undisputed. We are back tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern and playing in these Olympics.
I probably wouldn't be happy, but I would have to have an understanding as to why. Why do you want to play? Do you want to play because you want to represent the country and you want to get a gold medal, something that you haven't done before? So I would have to understand why. Now, if you told me his injuries is caused because he's playing too much basketball, now I have to reevaluate the conversation. If you tell me that he was more than capable of going at the end of the season but couldn't go for whatever reason, now magically he's able to go in the Olympics, now I have to reevaluate the situation.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. I think time off for him has gotten him feeling a whole lot better, where he's not going to play the entire length of the game. He's going to play, you know, whatever, they spot minutes, however. And I'm okay with it because, you know, he wants to get a gold medal. And I'm okay with that. And I know that it could wear and tear more for our season and those sort of things, and he didn't finish the year strong. I get all of that. But if this is something that he really, truly wants to do and he feels his body's not going to break down, then he's a superstar. I kind of got to bend that way. Not going to be happy, but I got to bend that way.
Yeah, look, and only Kawhi knows in the end whether this has been, all this injury history, whether it's been cumulative and because of overuse, or whether some of it's just been weird things popping off at weird times. You go all the way back to the Spurs. Kawhi does not share, even with sometimes the trainers and people in the locker room, exactly how things are feeling and what the cause is and all of that. And he's certainly earned the right to be cautious and do what he does, but only he can really sit there and tell us how much of a risk it is. I do know it was, 10 years ago, but it wasn't that long ago, that Paul George broke his leg playing for Team USA and missed all but the last, couple weeks of the season. So there's always a risk that stuff can happen. But the Clippers, to your point, they kind of have to let him do this. It's not their say, first of all. And so they might as well be supportive. Lawrence Frank, who runs basketball operations over there, was at the workout that Team USA looked at him at. It was held at the Clippers facility. Clearly, the Clippers understand that regardless of the risks here and what they might prefer or not prefer, they have to give their support. So you might as well wholeheartedly give your support.
Yeah. Look, in the end, the Clippers really have no say here because you're going to deny him the right to play for his country? Really?
And you can't.
Okay, you can't. But if I were one of those executives, I would not be happy with this. because Kawhi's tenure with the Clippers has been pretty disastrous from start to finish. After that shocking night, we had an earthquake here in Southern California, and then a second earthquake about an hour later when Kawhi, wait, he's not a Laker, he's a Clipper? I thought it was a joke when I first saw it. Well, he's been a Clipper, although these, whatever it's been now, 6 years. They had the flame out when they're up 3-1 in the bubble. You were there. And then it started with Game 4 against Utah the next year in the playoffs. Joe Ingles just sort of bumped into him as he was dribbling the ball up the court, and he just stepped a little wrong, and the ACL went. And Paul George played great for the next sort of series and a half, but he just couldn't do more than Chris Paul eventually did for the Phoenix Suns. And on they went to the finals. And Kawhi misses the whole next season while being paid, and then he's played all of 2 playoff games in each of the last 2 playoffs. All of 2 games he lasted because his knees are balky. Both of them are not good. Both of them have had multiple surgeries. It's insane to go risk them again playing very high-level competition, even though he might only play X number of minutes. It's not half-speed minutes that he's playing. This is full bore. And trust me on this, those knees have only so many dunks left in them, and he's making $50 million a year to play for the Clippers. So if you're having to pay that salary, you can't be happy with this.
So be mad.
Because you'd have to be mad and say nothing. You just got to swallow
be
it,
mad
right?
because at the end of the day, I have the right to go and play for my country.
Yeah.
You don't have
And
the right to tell me no.
He has not played for Team USA because he's mostly been hurt.
Yeah, but you don't have the right to tell me no.
He's barely healthy now,
No,
so
but
he's
this
saying,
is special.
yeah,
Obviously, again,
it is.
I believe this is the most talent-rich team they've had since the Dream Team. Of course,
I mean,
he wants to be.
would they miss Kawhi? No, they wouldn't miss
No,
Kawhi.
but of course he
would
wants to be a
miss
part of
playing
it.
Yes.
By
he
the
would
way,
miss it.
no team is. There's not a shot at the Clippers. No team is guaranteed to win a title. This could be the last tournament title. You know, something that matters, winning that gold medal that he has in his career. So we'll have to see. The only counterpoint to the concern, I think, if you are trying to talk yourself into it, is look, it's not going to be as much wear and tear on a team like that. He doesn't have to carry the team. He's not Giannis carrying Team Greece, right? He's going to play spots. If it feels like his knee isn't feeling great, he can sit out for a game or 2. So he doesn't have to do that. The travel is different than it is during an NBA season. They're going to have to take a train up and down for a little bit, but in general, they're not flying places.
Yeah.
There's no back-to-backs.
Right.
It's a little, again, you can have freak things like Paul George, but it's a little more low risk than
Kawhi is so star-crossed that he has freaky little things happen to his knees because there was a stretch this year. He played great.
Yes.
He looked dominant over like a 30-game stretch as they looked dominant. And then one night, I was watching the game. They're playing at Orlando. It's just like just this game in Orlando. I don't know what happened. He finished the game, and then he says, my knee's swelling. It is? Well, because they're creaky. They're hanging on at best on both sides. And that was it. That was pretty much the end of him the rest of the year. And he tried to play and looked like a shell of himself in the 2 playoff games that he played against Dallas. And they wound up losing in 6. Well, Mr. Ballmer can't be happy with that.
Yeah, but you can't be the guy on record to deny him the opportunity to go and win a gold medal for Team USA because in 2028, he'll be 1,000 years old.
He's 33 now. So,
yeah, but you know what I'm saying? He'll be 37, 38. Yeah, this is it. This is really his last opportunity.
Yeah. I just hope he makes it through it because I would like just once for him to get through a playoff. It's like Joel Embiid. I'd just like to see what would happen if Kawhi could stay healthy the whole playoff run.
Well, he's been the Finals MVP twice, so we know he can.
No, I'd say, we know what he can do.